My name is Margaret Chen, and at 72 years old, I learned the hardest lesson of my life. Sometimes the people closest to you are the ones who want to destroy you. For 50 years, I poured my heart into building a life worth living. I raised two beautiful children, David and Sarah. I spent 30 years running Chen's Catering, the most successful catering business in our city. My late husband Robert and I saved every penny to buy our dream home, a magnificent 4-bedroom Victorian house with a wraparound porch, a garden that bloomed year-round, and enough space for grandchildren to run and play. When Robert died 5 years ago from a sudden heart attack, I thought my world had ended. The man I'd loved since I was 19 was gone. The house felt enormous and empty. My chest ached every morning when I woke up and reached for him, only to find cold sheets. But I survived. I had to. I had my children, my garden, my memories. I told myself that Robert would want me to keep living, keep loving, keep going. Then David brought Jessica home. It was a crisp autumn evening when my son called me, excitement bubbling in his voice. "Mom, I met someone special. Can I bring her to dinner this Sunday?" My heart soared. David, my quiet, thoughtful son, had been alone for so long after his college girlfriend broke his heart. He'd focused on his career as an architect, working 70-hour weeks, rarely dating. Now, at 35, he'd finally found someone. That Sunday, Jessica walked through my door like a ray of sunshine. She was stunning. Long dark hair that cascaded down her back, hazel eyes that sparkled when she smiled, a figure that made her look like she'd stepped off a magazine cover. But more than her beauty, it was her warmth that captured me. "Mrs. Chen," she said, taking both my hands in hers, "I've heard so much about you. David says you make the best dumplings in the entire state." I laughed. "He's biased, but I'll happily make them for you." That evening was magical. Jessica asked about my catering business, listened intently to my stories about Robert, admired every photo on my walls. She helped me in the kitchen, insisting on washing dishes despite being a guest. When she hugged me goodbye, she whispered, "I hope you'll let me call you Mum someday." My eyes filled with tears. I'd be honored. 6 months later, David proposed. The wedding was beautiful. 200 guests, flowers everywhere, a live band, and Jessica in a stunning white gown that made her look like a princess. During the reception, she danced with me, her head on my shoulder. "Mom Margaret," she said softly, "I never had a real mother. Mine left when I was 5, but now I have you, and I promise I'll make David happy. I'll make you proud." I held her tighter. "You already have, sweetheart." If only I'd known that every word was a performance, every smile was calculated, every hug was manipulation. The first year of their marriage was blissful. Jessica visited me every Sunday without fail, bringing fresh flowers and homemade cookies. We'd sit in my garden, drinking tea, talking about everything. Her real estate career, my catering memories, plans for future grandchildren. She'd photograph my flowers, post them on social media with captions like, "Sunday tea with the best mother-in-law in the world." David glowed with happiness. He'd gained weight from all the home-cooked meals Jessica made. He smiled more. He'd call me 3 times a week just to chat. "Mum, I finally understand what you and Dad had," he told me one evening. "Jessica is my soulmate." I was so happy for him, so grateful that my son had found love. Then came the fall that changed everything. It was a Saturday morning in October. I was in my garden trimming my rose bushes when I felt dizzy. The world tilted. The next thing I knew, I was on the ground, pain shooting through my right knee. I couldn't stand. I crawled to my phone and called David. "Mom? What's wrong?" His voice was panicked. "I fell. My knee. I can't get up." 20 minutes later, an ambulance arrived. David and Jessica rushed to the hospital. The doctor's diagnosis was serious. I'd torn my meniscus and would need surgery. At my age, recovery would be slow. "Mrs. Chen, you'll need someone to help you for at least 6 to 8 weeks, the doctor said. "You won't be able to walk without assistance, and you'll need help with daily activities." Jessica immediately squeezed my hand. "Don't worry, Mum. I'll take care of you. I work from home most days anyway." David looked at her with such love. "Are you sure, honey? That's a lot of responsibility." "She's family, David. Of course I'm sure." The surgery went well, but recovery was brutal. Every movement hurt. I needed help getting out of bed, getting dressed, even using the bathroom. It was humiliating and exhausting. For the first 2 weeks, Jessica was an angel. She arrived at my house at 8 a.m. every morning with breakfast. scrambled eggs, toast, fresh juice. She helped me with my physical therapy exercises. She cooked lunch and dinner, did my laundry, cleaned my house. She'd sit with me in the evenings, watching my favourite shows, rubbing my feet. "You're so good to me," I told her one evening, tears in my eyes. "You're my mother now," she said, kissing my forehead. "I love you." But then small things started happening, strange things. I noticed my jewellery box had been moved from my dresser to my closet. When I asked Jessica about it, she smiled. "Oh, I was dusting and forgot to put it back exactly. Sorry, Mum." My financial documents, which I kept in a locked drawer in my study, were slightly disorganised. My checkbook wasn't quite where I'd left it. My father's antique pocket watch was missing from its usual spot. I must be getting forgetful, I told myself. It's the pain medication. Then came the phone call that shattered my world. It was a Tuesday afternoon. I'd taken my pain medication and was drowsy, drifting in and out of sleep in my bedroom. I heard Jessica's voice from the living room. She was on the phone, but her voice was different, sharp, excited. Nothing like the sweet tone she used with me. "I'm telling you, Linda, the house is worth at least 1.2 million in this market. Yeah, she's got it. No mortgage. She owns it outright. Plus the old lady has savings, probably a couple $100,000 at least." I froze, my heart pounding. Was she talking about me? How much longer? God, I don't know. She's 72. How long can she really last? Another 5 years max? No, David doesn't suspect anything. He thinks I'm Mother Teresa. Once she's gone, everything goes to David, and what's his is mine. We just need to be patient.